Hey guys, we're so excited. We filled our incubator with 22 eggs and they've been sitting in there for about a week now. So we are ready to candle them and see how they're developing. So stay tuned and I'll show you how we do that. This is the Nurture Right 360 incubator that we picked up off of Amazon, and I will copy the link below so you can check it out at amazon.com. This is our second hatching with this incubator. We did hatch our first batch. We only got 6 eggs out of the 22, but I think that was mostly due to our very young chickens had just started laying eggs, and we weren't sure which chickens had been with the rooster and which ones hadn't. So that was kind of our first experience. So this is actually our third batch. We have another incubator that's filled. And so right at 7 days is when we start doing our first candling. And what we're looking for is a little blood spot in the center of the egg. And we're looking for development. So the process that I use is when I stock the incubator, I will write on the egg with a Sharpie marker and I will number them 1 through 22. So each egg has a number, and then I'll take a whiteboard and I'll write 1 through 22 on the whiteboard. So as we're candling the eggs, the ones that I see blood spots or look like they're fertilized, I'll write a Y for yes. And the ones that are not, I'll write an N for no. With some eggs, it's really hard to tell if they're fertilized or not, or to try to locate that blood spot. But like on this one, it's pretty obvious where it's at on here. You'll see some of the eggs that it takes a little bit of like turning the egg to try to locate that blood spot. And you really want to be careful because you definitely don't want to take a fertilized egg and toss it. So what I'll do is, if I'm not sure, I'll just leave the egg in there and I'll look for other signs of development on day 14 when we do our next candling before I'll eliminate that egg. This one's really hard to see. But it's in there. I can see it moving around, but that one is really difficult. It's like right here. So that is alive. Some of these green ones are really hard to candle. Oh, but look at this one. This one, you can see it right here. It's got spiders. It looks like spidering coming off of it. Those are the veins. That's a real chicken. Kind of gives you a good idea how many chickens you're going to have hatching when you do this. So I do this at 7 days and then I do it again at 14 days. I wouldn't do it past 14 days just because the chick's getting ready to hatch. You don't want to disturb them too much. This one has one right here. It's kind of hard to see because there's a spot on the egg in the way, but it's moving. And this is egg number 8. You also don't want to leave the eggs out too long out of the heat. So you want to be quick about this. Although they are super fun to watch. Oh, that is a good one. That's beautiful. You can see it right in there. It's kind of hard to see because it's a green egg. That's gorgeous. That's number 9. If you do this too early, it's too hard to tell which one. This is number 10. It's too hard to tell because what you're looking for is so tiny. It needs to be a little bit bigger before it's really noticeable. Yep, I can. So when I turned it to the side, I saw it move. There it is. This one's really hard to see. It's like literally right here. So I did these a couple days ago and I wasn't very confident that we were going to get very many chickens, but this actually is looking a lot better now. This is not a fertilized egg. Can you see the difference? It's way too translucent for being a week in the incubator. So number 11 is not a fertilized egg. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave him in here for until the next candling, which is day 14. But I'm gonna note that this one is a no. And we'll pull him out on the next candling. That way, if I did miss something, maybe it hasn't developed as quickly, we'll know on the next candling. So this one's super dark, so it's really hard to tell with this egg because it's so dark. So these are really hard too. These are just like a huge guessing game. So usually I leave these in until day 14. And if this doesn't grow down to like here, then you know that that's a dead egg. It's an unfertilized egg. This one's gonna be difficult too. Usually on day 14 though, if you candle them again, you can actually see them moving. So it's a little more reassuring to know that that is, the egg's alive. This is number 13. This has got a really big yolk in it for being in the incubator for 7 days, so it probably is a good candidate. I just don't see anything moving because it's so dark. don't see anything happening inside this. I see a yolk, but I don't see, there's way too much airspace in there. So we're gonna go with no on that one. Don't think that's a fertilized egg. I don't even see a dark spot in the middle at all. It just looks like a yolk. This one's gonna be really difficult because it's so dark. We're not even gonna be able to see anything in that one. Nope. That's a question mark. 16 is also going to be a question mark because it's so dark. There's a little spot. It's so tiny, you almost will miss it. It's right there. Can you see it when I turn it? Kind of moves a little bit. It's like right there. That's what you do. So that's a good one. What egg was that? That was egg number 1. And I thought egg number 1 was not a fertile egg last time I did this. Oh, this one has a big spot. I can see it. It's right there. That's a good egg. Oh my God, that's probably the best example of what we're looking for right there. Do you see this? And then all the little veins that come off of it, the spidering. This is the perfect example. That's perfect. Number 3 is definitely a yes. Number 2. So that's what you want to see. And you're not going to see that on every egg because some of the shells are a lot thicker. That's beautiful. Okay, we're back around. Now we're going to go on the inside. We've got like 4 more eggs left. This one has a dot. It's like right there. That's what we want to see. I feel like, yep, there it is. It's right there. So 18 is good. Okay. This one, I'm pretty sure I can see the dot, but it's so hard because this one is so speckled. Here's the other thing that's such a big bummer. When I first put these eggs in, the egg turner wasn't working, which is really bad because these things, oh yeah, that one has definitely got a dot in it. It's so hard to see through the speckly shell, but that one actually has a really big dot in it. Anyways, when I first put them in, they didn't turn for like a day, which is really bad because that can cause birth defects. But they weren't in there too long before I realized, oh, look at that. Right there, look at that. That's amazing. Definitely a chicken. Doesn't seem to have affected them though, because it looks like we got some good birds in here. This one I was not very confident about. Oh my god, it has probably the biggest spot of all of them. It's gonna be a big chicken. There it is. It's moving right there. It's moving up here. It's right there. It's a good egg. Okay, we have one egg left. That one is even. I'm really not confident about this one just based off the size of the yolk in there. It's way too small. Pretty sure that is not a chicken. It moves way too fast. There's no spot. So 22 is probably not a chicken. Okay. Let me heat back up. So with all of these, board. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 14 definite chickens out of 22 eggs. So that actually is not terrible. It's kind of hard when you're out there collecting eggs because you don't know which hens the rooster has been on. So you're kind of just collecting eggs. You don't really know sometimes which chicken they came from. So we try to follow around our fertile hens, and they like to hide their eggs. So it looks like we did a pretty good job. So that's a pretty good hatch right there. So we'll check back in later on day 14 and we'll candle these again.